Hey guys, it's St. Patrick's Day. We're gonna make Irish car bombs and Reubens. So we got our three Irish liquors here: Guinness, Jameson, and Bailey's. We're gonna start by pouring our Guinness into our pint glass. Let's go with half a pint roughly. And next our Bailey's. About 3/4 of a shot. And we're gonna try to float our Jameson. Doesn't always work. Okay, they call it the bomb because you're just going to drop it in your pint glass and watch the magic happen. Now, too many of these and you'll be taking the paddy wagon home. Oh boy. Chug. Watch your teeth. Alright, I kind of made a mess here, so I'm going to wipe that up. Because this is going to be my cutting board to make our Reubens on. Alright, let's check on our corned beef. We had our corned beef in the boiler for the last couple hours, slow cooking. I'm going to slice it against the grain. Oh, it's looking delicious. Alright, so let's cut our corned beef thick for our Reubens. We want a fatty sandwich. Now typically I'd like my meats a little thin sliced. But I'm hand carving here and I'm gonna cut them thick. Alright, I think we got enough sliced up. We got our marble rye bread. This is key, to go with a rye bread. I chose the marble rye. It's a delicious blend for Reubens, baby. Alright, now I'm going to grease up my marble rye with a little bit of mayo. So I'm going to toss them on the skillet and give them a nice toast. The mayo just gives it a nice crust. You know, we're going to add Thousand Island dressing later, so we don't need to grease it up too much with the mayo. Alright, I'm going to get both sides though. With a nice crust, the juices will stay locked into the sandwich. Okay, so we're just going to throw those on the skillet. My skillet's only big enough for one slice of bread at a time. So while we wait, we're gonna open up our sauerkraut. I got Bubba's sauerkraut here. You don't have to go with anything fancy, but I like the glass jar because it reseals really easily instead of that bagged stuff. Also got me some Swiss, the lacy Swiss. You know, this is gonna taste delicious on our Reuben, all right? Of course, a Reuben, like I said, is gonna have the Thousand Island. And we got these nice thick slices of corned beef right here. It's gonna be delicious on our Reuben. I might as well try to slice some really thin. Now I didn't get started cooking till I was in my teens. You know, everything I used to make was like cereal or heating up a can of soup or something. But once I learned how to make myself a nice meal, I started to enjoy cooking. And the reason why I'm trying to slice this meat so thin, even though it's already a really soft meat, you know, the corned beef, it's already super tender. You're boiling it, it's gonna be really soft when you're eating it, is because, you know, thinly sliced has a better texture feel on the mouth, yeah? And you know, I'm here with my grandma, so I'm gonna make sure she gets this sandwich as well. Not just something for me. We're cooking for grams. Alright, we got our corned beef thickly sliced, thinly sliced. We'll have a variety. Let's see how our toast is doing. It's taking a little slow. Maybe I had the pan a little too low, so you know what I'm going to do with the other slice that's been sitting out since I only had space for one, is throw it in the toaster. Hopefully this doesn't make the toaster explode. Now these slices of marble rye are so large, the thing's sticking out of the top of the toaster. So I'm going to have to flip it over and toast the other side too. But I want to make sure I'm keeping track of time so that I don't over toast one side. It's going to be hard to get it nice and golden brown. While I was boiling the corned beef, I added some green peas. Fresh green peas, not frozen. So we'll see. Maybe I'll add it on the side of the plate just for a little vegetable action, all right? Right now we got a basketball game gone. College basketball. It's good to always watch some sports while you're cooking. Let's see, let's clean our mess up as we go as well. A good chef keeps it clean. All right, while we're waiting, we're gonna crack another Guinness. I went with the bottled Guinness this time. I wasn't sure if I wanted the canned stuff, and that's all you can get really at the stores. I don't need another car bomb because that stuff, that'll destroy you. Jameson's a strong Irish whiskey. Bailey's, you know, we got a nice liqueur here, Irish cream liqueur. Mix together everything. It already curdles in the glass. You don't need more of that action in the belly. So we're just gonna sip on our Guinness while our sandwich roasts away. It's hot, it's hot. All right, we're toasting our bread. So next thing we're gonna do is pile on the corned beef, add the Swiss. I got the broiler going. So after I add the meat, I'm gonna toss it in the broiler, get that Swiss cheese nice and melting over the top. Then I'm gonna throw a little bit of garnish of this sauerkraut on and top it with some Thousand Island. Alright, we got the toaster all greasy, but that's okay. You know, it might be a problem cleaning up later, but at the moment, we're good, nothing's burning. That's the key. You burn something, you gotta start over. Let's taste the corned beef. I got this giant carving knife. Makes cutting the corned beef real easy. Make sure you got the right utensils. With the wrong tools, it makes everything more difficult. The corned beef's right on. I think cutting it thinly would be a key to making this sandwich more melt in your mouth. These thick slices might be a little more chewy. So if I could do it over, I would have cut everything super thin. That way it would be nice and tender and fall apart. More like fall apart in your mouth. Now I'm almost tempted to make like a horseradish sauce with a Thousand Island. I've never done that before. But it could really elevate that Reuben sandwich to the next level. And I don't have any horseradish, but I got some hot spicy mustard. Now I might mix the spicy mustard with the Thousand Island for my own sandwich, but for Grandma, we're gonna keep it mild. Her taste buds have gotten really sensitive, even though she says she can't even taste vanilla yogurt. So I have to add a lot of jam and a lot of fresh fruit. Our toast just popped. Dang, it's a little burnt. Half of it isn't, so we're gonna serve half. And if you can see, our marble rye is golden brown. Now if I could do this with both pieces of toast, it would have been perfect. So for an emergency, I'm gonna grab this extra slice. Since that one's warm, I'm throwing my corned beef on it with the Swiss, and I'm gonna toast this one separate. Okay, actually the idea popped in my head. You know what I'm gonna do is use this one slice. Since it's gigantic bread, I'm gonna slice it in half. That's a full sandwich for Grandma. She gets served first, of course. Alright, I'm gonna wait to slice it till I get that cheese on top. Lacy Swiss, lacy Swiss. First time I tried the lacy Swiss. Alright, I'm sure it's gonna be magical. Here we go. We're gonna throw this in the broiler. Okay, I got our half a sandwich on the broiler. I keeping the oven door open. It's gonna cook nice and hot. Melt that cheese, and we're gonna top it with our sauerkraut and then our Thousand Island, and the sandwich should be finished. Like I said, it might be a nice touch to add some horseradish to our Thousand Island dressing, but I'm not gonna do that for Grandma, and I don't have any horseradish. So for my own sandwich, I'm gonna add this little spicy Chinese mustard, throwing myself off a little bit. We're going off the radar, or off trail. You know, we're bushwhacking a little bit. It's good to bushwhack in cooking. Create your own style. Alright, again, we got another half pint here. I guess while we wait, we might as well make another Irish car bomb. You know, too many of these though, and we're going home in the paddy wagon. It's a good thing I'm already home, so we can avoid all that. More than a third of an ounce, so here. Let's limit that. We're floating nothing this time. Drop it in, and it's a bomb. It's gonna curdle fast, so we gotta chug. The glass didn't hit my teeth or nothing. Perfect execution. Tastes like a chocolate milkshake. But hey, kids, we're not advertising this for you. This is for the adults. Alright, I see our cheese is nice and melted. I'm going to pull our sandwich out of the oven and top it with our sauerkraut. Woo! Okay, we're nice and hot, nice and melty. My bread is sticking to the pan. So I'm going to use my giant carving knife and scrape it off our pan. Put it back on the carving board. Pull that hot pan out of the way. Oh, we still have the stove top on. Let's turn that off. All right. Cut my sandwich at an angle. And now that I did that, I realized we're only using this one slice of bread, so everything's gonna be off kilter. But that's a play on words, because who wears the kilt? Is it the Scottish? I think it's the Irish. Shows I know my history. All right, top this with a garnish sauerkraut. We don't want it too wet, and we don't need too much, because again, this is for Grandma. You know, I'll pile my own sandwich nice and high. All right, we got a huge dab of Thousand Island on our sandwich. Just gonna take our little knife, spread it around a little bit. And we got our corned beef Reuben here for Grandma. I'm gonna cut this in fourths, because I know she's gonna ask for it to be cut up. And this year, St. Patrick's Day fell on a Sunday, which means Grandma's having a cocktail. She likes her gin on the rocks. So this sandwich here should help her fill her belly up. This is a gigantic half a sandwich. I bet she's gonna say this is too much food for her. All right, come with me.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
Can I get you a napkin?
Yeah, I'm trying to think for the book.
Enjoy.
I don't know. I need a knife and fork.
I'll get you a knife and fork, and hopefully you'll enjoy that new
But
Reuben.
I'm just wondering whether I